My good brothers. All right, so here we go. Another podcast from the car. Um, I was thinking, man, because I know I had this problem myself, right? And I want to talk about 10 reasons why good men struggle to love and be loved. Seriously, I want to talk about this, and I want to just share some thoughts on it. I've been through this personally. It's like, well, you see yourself as a good man, a hardworking man. You're not the typical what they talk about on the internet as far as what men are. And you see, you wonder, why is it hard sometimes to find love, to be loved, to really find a good relationship. And then sometimes when you find it, a good relationship, because we can't say we didn't. A lot of people always say, man, I can't find a good woman. We've all found a good woman at some point. At some point we messed it up, or at some point we weren't vulnerable enough to accept what was going on. So we can't live in that denial. But then we got to deal with the reasons. Like, what's the reason we struggle to love and to be loved, right? And a lot of times the struggle is on the flip side of struggling to accept love. But I want to talk about that for a minute. Welcome to the Dear Brother Podcast, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. We're a community for grown men that are looking to grow some more, man. So let's get into it a little bit. Number one, I feel like one reason is because we fear being hurt. Now, I know some of you tough guys are going to be out there, we don't fear being hurt, but this is not the channel for you. You got to go over to the Alpha Male channel where we always talk about how tough we are. But a lot of us we fear to be hurt because of the kind of people we are, because we know what we'll invest in a woman. We know how we'll love, how we'll give, how we'll serve. So it's the fear to be hurt. Past heartbreaks create emotional walls, and some of you know what I'm talking about. I've been there, where it's like, okay, you can go on to another relationship. Most men, we're not the type of guys who would say, I'll never be in a relationship again, because that's a female trait. But you'll go to love again, but there'll be certain walls that you'll put up where you won't give as much, or you'll always be looking over your shoulder for what's going to happen next, right? A lot of times it makes us hesitate to fully invest in love. So we'll hold back because it's like, well, I don't want to put all this out there just for her to get on whatever she's on. And now I made this investment for no reason. Because, for women, they'll take a shot at relationships and this and that. But for men, if love is an investment that we're looking for a return on, right? We're looking for a return. So a lot of us are fear of being hurt, man, is one of the reasons why good men struggle to love. Number two, the difficulty of processing emotions, right? A lot of us have a real difficulty processing our emotions, man. And that's just real. Some of us grew up in houses where emotions weren't accepted, or we weren't taught how to process our emotions, or we're taught if you have emotions, just sit down and shut up and deal with it. That's how a lot of us were taught as men growing up. So then as a man, as a grown man, it's like, well, how do I deal with all this? That's what leads us, a lot of us, into alcoholism, into getting high, into some type of escape, because we don't know how to process those emotions. And if it's not a substance, a lot of us will just go in the corner, stop talking, stop dealing, just isolate, So it's a lot of things that happen to us when we don't know how to process our emotions. Many of us struggle to identify, man, what's really going on in us. And definitely expressing what we feel, because it's like, well, what's the point? I hear a lot of guys say that all the time. Well, what's the point? Don't nobody listen to us anyway. And I won't call that a lie. I will not call that a lie. I've been in situations where it's like, man, what's the point? What's the point of sharing this? It's going to be ignored, or it's going to be, put away. But I'm going to tell you, man, you can't fall into that trap of not expressing, because then you're just a time bomb waiting to explode. And then if you're with somebody who you can never express with, that's probably the wrong person to be with, man. And you probably need to figure out a better place that's a softer place to land, because life is hard. Life is too hard to be in a place where you can never express what's going on, right? Because what happens is, again, it leads us to emotional detachment. So I can be around you, I can even be with you, but somehow find myself attached from you, or detached from you, rather. I know for me, man, going through that type of hurt, again, I can go off in love, but the minute you hurt me, the minute you act like shady toward me after I'm giving you, I can break up with you and walk past you on the street like I never knew you, because I had mastered the power of an emotional detachment where, hey, you matter as long as you matter, but as soon as you cross me, man, I'm out of there. That's because I didn't have the ability to really process my emotions, because I didn't think they mattered anyway, right? Number three, a lot of us have a subconscious self-sabotage. Right? We just self-sabotage, and it's the fact. As soon as something get crazy, it's like, yo, I'm out of here. I ain't dealing with this, right? It's what it is a deep belief of unworthiness, right? And don't bail out on me, man, because I know a lot of y'all, again, I'm not going to say that because this channel is for men who can really, we're really self-aware here. So it's not about the tough guy act, right? But a lot of us feel unworthy. We deal with unworthiness of a certain kind of woman. That's why a lot of us grew up. We chose a certain kind of woman because, hey, man, look, this is who she is. But then we stayed away from other kind of women because we felt unworthy of her. Right. And then what it does is it causes us to ruin good relationships. We can have something good right in our hand. But that's where it comes from. Hey, when some of us have said to women, you know what, you too good for me, and it's not that the woman's too good for you. It's that you're dealing with things inside that it's like, well, if I'm with this woman, then I gotta face this stuff. So what we do, we end up self-sabotaging, man. So because we the fear of dealing with the things in us, because a real relationship is going to draw out your pain, bro. Right? The fake relationship with the woman who really don't matter or the woman who really not connected to, that's easy, man, because she can never draw out that pain. She can never draw that thing out. But you get with the right woman, bro, and all of a sudden you start looking at stuff in your life that you never had to look at, never had to deal with. And in those times, we usually self-sabotage, man, because of fear of having to deal with it. It's just a reality. Or it's a reality that, hey, this won't last, or I won't be able to stand to it, so we get out of there. And a lot of us have missed out on great women, great opportunities, because we were in a situation where we self-sabotaged it. I'm not saying go back to that woman. I'm saying next time you meet a good woman, man, it's better to be self-aware and not find yourself detaching or self-sabotaging a good relationship, man, because you're worthy of a good relationship. I don't care what you've been through, what you faced before. You're worthy of being loved, bro. You got to know that, or you'll keep on messing stuff up. A lot of us deal, number 4, with attachment wounds, right? Attachment wounds is unhealthy attachment styles that we have. Avoid. Right? Or we're in a relationship and we're anxious all the time or fearful, right? A lot of you guys deal with that. They've been cheated on. It's the attachment wound. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to go through being all in with a woman who seems like she's down and then all of a sudden she's shady. I understand that. So a lot of us, it's hard to love because of that attachment wound that you're dealing with. And what it does is it creates patterns in your life where you feel unstable about relationships. So again, you'll get in it, but you won't get so far in it that you feel like you'll lose something, that things fall apart. Number 5, let's get into it, guys. I hope you're enjoying this podcast. I'm enjoying sharing it with you. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. The Dear Brother podcast is for grown men looking to grow some more, man. Be better fathers, better friends, better sons, better husbands, man. We just want to be better. No excuses, no blame. We just want to be better men. Number 5, feeling unappreciated or unseen. I think it's not a guy listens to this don't understand that. All of us been through that. You feel unappreciated. You go hard. You take care of. A lot of things women say they want in a relationship. I know I've been there, where you become everything a woman says she wants in a relationship, and she's still looking at you crazy. See, a lot of women are too broken to see what a good man is. And that's what I'm talking to today. I'm talking about the good men out there who find it hard to be loved or stay in love or stay attached to a woman. See, when we don't feel valued, we withdraw emotionally. That's what happens. And then a lot of times that's where we go sometimes to seek validation from somewhere else. That could be from another woman. That can be from, look, I'm just hang out with my homies. You spend more time with your homies than you do with your girl. Because all of us as men need that validation. We need somebody to say, yo, you're a good man. You're a good brother. And I want to pause to say that right now, man. No matter what you've been through or faced in life, you're a good man. You're a good brother. And don't let some unappreciative woman make you feel like you're less than a man, or you're constantly trying to prove or climb this rough side of the mountain for her. Appreciate yourself, bro. But a lot of times we'll bail out on relationships or find it hard to love or give love because we feel unappreciated and unseen. Number 6, internalized shame. In fact, go on my website, christianwinners.com. Go on my store section. I got an ebook right now dealing with shame, dealing with people we brought in our life that cause shame, and now they're there. You're trying to figure out how to get this person out of your life. Get that book, christianwinners.com. It's an ebook right now on sale for $5 about shame. See, when we internalize shame, man, whether from the past mistakes, whether from failures, societal pressures, people we allowed in our lives that messed up stuff that we had going on, shame can make you so vulnerable, man, that you feel at risk for hurt. So again, a lot of times you'll bail out because it's like, man, listen, this shame I feel, this past mistake, this past failure, this past thing I went through is in you. So then you'll become the sabotager too. Because again, that shame, you don't want that shame to keep on haunting you. So you'll bail out. Let me get into it. Number 7. Fear of losing independence, right? You fear losing independence. Especially you get with a woman who's clingy. It's like, oh my God, I know I've been there. I can't deal with a clingy woman. I need her to have her dreams, her goals, and we share life. I don't want to feel like I'm carrying nobody, because I've carried things all my life, and I want to get with a partner. That's me. You know, some of us like a more clingy woman. There's nothing wrong with that. But some of us don't. And who don't, you fear losing your independence in a relationship, right? Because what happens is some of us equate relationship with loss of freedom. Loss of identity. Now I'm doing everything she wants. I'm watching the show she wants, and you fear losing that independence. See, one of the things you got to do is you got to keep your independence, and you got to let her know that you holding on to your independence is not lack of love for her, but you need to be you in order to be in that relationship, man. You don't have to give up your dependence to love a woman, right? And if independence is important to you, you got to express that. And if you express it and she still doesn't roll with that, then you can't be with that woman. Listen, bro, be honest to yourself and be honest with a woman. There's no need lying later on, because whatever you are, you're going to be. So if you suppress it to be with a woman, eventually time is going to bring that thing out. So hold on to your independence. And a lot of us, again, we fear losing independence, so we bail out on relationships. Number 8, a lot of us deal with unmet needs in childhood, which causes us to sabotage relationships now. See, I do a lot of marriage counseling, and when I do marriage counseling, man, I talk a lot about how you grew up. I just did a marriage counseling for a year, once a month for a couple, and 8 months of that counseling, I dealt with just how they were raised. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that's what affects your relationships the most, how you were raised. It's not about your last girlfriend or your last wife, your ex-wife. It's how you were raised that really controls how you deal with relationship. Right? See, if you lack love or affirmation growing up, or emotional security growing up as a child, a lot of times you unconsciously chase or you reject it in adulthood, right? You chase that. So a lot of us, man, because you didn't get what you need growing up, a lot of us wanted too much from a woman too fast, because it's not really her you wanted it from. It's from that mother or that father that rejected you growing up. See, that's why it's important, man, to meet these childhood issues so we can understand them, so we're not carrying them into relationships or putting too much on a woman to bear. See, a woman's there to love you, right? But she can't re-raise you. It's the same thing with us. You can't re-raise a woman. That's why we got to meet these childhood hurts, man, before we get into a relationship. Number 9, emotional numbness. A lot of us emotionally numb, right? Some of us feel we suppress for so long, or we struggle so long to experience love and joy and connection, that if it don't come or you've been hurt too much, you're just numb to it. That's the times when you find it hard to smile or hard to joke with a woman, because you're scared to be too vulnerable, because that vulnerability makes you feel unsafe, like, man, something coming behind this, right? So you can't be free to really love how you want to love. You're emotionally numb, man. That's a healing that you need to get. And for some of y'all out here saying, man, well, Christian, how do I deal with this stuff? Number 1, I'm going to come out with another podcast, or part 2 to this, to show us how to deal with this. Also, you can go to christianwinners.com, man. You can set up a one-on-one coaching session with me, brother. Do it, man. Do it because you need it. Do it because you need somebody to talk to. See, hiding in the corner, thinking you could deal with everything, that's what hurts a lot of us. That's what leads a lot of us to alcoholism, drug abuse, suicidal thoughts, man. Going in the corner thinking we could deal with everything on our own. Well, guess what, bro? You can't. Go to christianwinners.com, bro. Set up your one-on-one counseling and coaching, bro, because I can help you think through some of this. Some of us that are just emotionally numb, bro. It's not that it's all gone. It's that you suppress so long that you can't find that thing in you that will make you connect again. But the thing is, as emotionally numb as some of us are, we still really have a desire to connect, man. Don't give that up. Don't give that up. Number 10, uncertainty about your worth, right? You know, a lot of us say, man, I don't got enough money. I don't got this. I don't got that. So then what happens is we fear to connect with a woman because we feel like we got to give all these things. I'm going to tell you, a good woman wants you, right? There's a lot of nuance to this, but I'm telling you, a good woman wants you. That's why you hear the stories of a lot of guys who built companies and stuff. It was like, yo, I was broke when I got with her. Because a good woman wants you. A woman who wants all the bells and whistles and wants all that, she wants a fantasy. She don't want a man. And be careful of the woman who just wants the fantasy, but not the person. Just like a lot of women want marriage, but not the husband, because they made up in their mind some fantasy of what this thing is, right? But don't be afraid, man, because you don't have this and that. Deep down, man, a lot of us don't believe that we're truly enough. right? It leads to insecurity. It leads to overcompensation. That's when some of us act too tough or lead with our money. Lead with this and you lead with that. You're leading with everything that's not you. Because why? You're overcompensating because you feel like you're not enough. Brother, you are enough. You are enough. Or sometimes we emotionally withdraw because we feel like we're not enough. Again, the right woman just wants you, bro. Don't be scared of who you are. I honor you. I love you, bro. You matter. You matter to me, but you got to make sure you matter to you. Hey, I'm going to end this podcast. I'm going to do a part 2 on this podcast about 10 ways to deal with these 10 things. But thank you for listening to me, bro. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, bro. Join the community. We're grown men looking to grow some more. Hey, man, you matter. And like I always end the podcast, say it with me. Yesterday was history. Tomorrow's a mystery. All we got is right now. What we going to do with it? What we going to do about it? Hey, be brilliant today because you are. Love you, bro. See you soon. Peace.